Eddie, my friends. How you doing,
What's
brother?
up?
Doing good?
I'm doing good. We're up here
Good,
just, surviving
good,
winter.
good. How fun was that live the other day?
That was so much fun. It was so
Wasn't it?
much fun.
I had a fantastic time. I thought it was great.
Yeah, yeah. You and I think we both said on the live that neither one of us speaks that much all week long.
No,
So
no.
I think we used up our allotment of words in that hour. What was it, an hour plus, something like
It
that?
was like an hour and 20. Yeah. Yeah, I
Damn.
don't I never talk that much. Well, even on the show. I mean, like we do this show, it's usually probably 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
And we're chatting with, but like we've said before, it's easy when you have a conversation about a topic you want to talk about.
Right. And it's all bottled up in us.
Right.
We're like ready to explode.
Right, exactly. So
But
they had some good questions, they had some good comments.
I was
awesome.
actually just gonna say, somebody asked us a question, and I don't exactly remember who it was. You might remember.
Okay.
Because we were both a little technically challenged on that. And we ain't even going to try and hide it. Right?
Yeah. Does that surprise anyone? No.
We're a couple of 50-something-year-old guys, looking for maybe a 15-year-old to come and help us with our electronics. So anyhow, someone had asked the question, if we had our choice, would we rather have a prequel of the Rocky?
Yes, that was Chris.
Okay, or Rocky 7.
Right, correct.
Right. I would like to change my answer. And this is your fault.
My fault.
It's kind of your fault. It's kind of like, all right. So all those of you who are watching or maybe listening, Tony turned me on to, which is going to be our top tonight. So I'll do the segue. Usually it's segue, Tony. Usually it's you doing the segue. You're smooth. Karate Kid and / Cobra Kai.
Correct. Yep.
So you were telling me about Cobra Kai. You've been telling me about it for a little while, and I'm like, yeah, I'll check it out. Well, damn you, because we are so hooked.
Yep.
So hooked, and I'm not going to get too much. We'll get into that part.
Yeah, we'll get into it because that's pretty much at the end of the show because we are going to follow the Karate Kid in order. But yeah, there's a lot going on there. There's a lot to like, and you're actually starting to watch it at a good time because the next season is coming shortly. I had to wait for like a year for the next season. You're going to be doing it where you'll be finishing up and then the next season will start. So.
Okay.
But yeah, I told you.
To change my answer from the prequel or the Rocky 7, I would actually love to see, and I believe it was in Creed 2, where they showed Rocky in the boxing ring training kids, right? You remember that deleted scene?
Yeah, the deleted scene, yeah.
Yep. I think it would be so cool coming off of watching Cobra Kai and how they've done that spectacular. I mean, it's just absolutely wonderful.
Yep.
I could see Rocky being in the ring running. Not, it doesn't have to be Mighty Mix. It can be Balboa. It can be whatever he wants it to be. But like, here comes Clubber into the picture, and maybe an antagonist again, or here comes Drago, or maybe Drago and Florian, or him and maybe even Creed shows up. I don't know. But I mean, all the characters who could still show like they did in Cobra Kai.
Yeah. No, it's awesome.
That's my new answer.
Yeah.
That's my new answer. And Sly, if you're hearing it, steal my idea and run with it. Just give me a small. I just want a little acting bit in it.
That's all. Just a small little role.
Yeah.
No, I told you. It's awesome. I mean, all of it, they call it the Miyagiverse. The Cobra Kai / Karate Kid / Cobra Kai, and it all started way back in 1984 with this movie here, who was directed by somebody the Rocky universe knows pretty well, Mr. John G. Avildsen.
Oh yeah,
they're directing Ralph Macchio, and that movie, like I said, 84. So I mean, it's 40 years old now. This year, 40 years.
Wow.
And it started with that, and it went on to create a whole universe. So I mean, we'll chat about each of these, and then we'll lead up to what you discussed already with Cobra Kai.
Right.
But I remember seeing Karate Kid in the theater. Did you see it in the theater?
I believe I did. I mean, it was so long ago,
Yeah.
but I believe I did. And do you remember everybody running around saying "wax on, wax on"?
Yeah, that's true. I remember that. It's so funny because I remember when I saw it, I was like, "Wow, that's Al from Happy Days." What the heck's going on there? Arnold, not Al. Arnold from Happy Days. Mr. Miyagi, Pat Morita, played in Happy Days for a long time.
Right. It's funny. I just saw a rerun of Happy Days, and he was on there. I'm like, oh my God, look how young he is. You know.
He did a fantastic role of play. I mean, look, guys, like we talk about every single episode whenever we talk about a film, we don't ever discuss a film, the plots, the endings that is newer.
Right.
We would never discuss, like when Top Gun Maverick came out, we didn't talk about the ending or the film or anything while it was still in theaters. But these films are 40 years old, 30 years old, 25 years old.
If you haven't seen it by now,
you've had your time to see them.
Yeah.
But the film, I mean, it's the usual, the underdog, the kid getting picked on and wants to learn to defend himself, and little Mr. Miyagi helps him out and teaches him karate. But it's great story, great plot. Wax on, wax off. Remember, he had the catcher's mask and the
chest protector. Yeah,
chest protector.
Yeah.
Oh man,
his wisdom, it's just like one of those. He's just pulling this wisdom. It's like out of the air, but then it just all makes sense.
Yeah.
That's
the funny part is that I mean, I was no kid. I was a kid, but I was not little kid. I was 18 when that's the year I graduated high school, 84.
Okay.
And when I saw it, I thought when Miyagi was teaching him paint the fence and wax the car, I thought he was just teaching him discipline.
Right.
I didn't know he was teaching him karate moves.
Right.
That didn't click with me.
Yeah, you're right.
I thought he was just teaching him to be disciplined and responsible and be on time and do work correctly, and that was going to lead into the karate.
I agree.
And then of course with the scene where Daniel flips out, he's not doing it anymore, and then he says, "Show me paint the fence."
Yeah.
Remember, he goes like this. He goes, "No, no, 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 no."
Yeah. Pat Morita.
And then he's like, "Show me wax on, wax off."
Yeah.
And then it all came together.
He was an amazing actor, Pat Morita. And just loved him. Just hit that way about him. It was just so easy, Just loved him.
No, he was. He was a great actor, a lovable type of man. Everybody that spoke about him from the films that he's been in, regardless of Karate Kid or not, I've never heard anything bad about him. I never heard anybody say anything bad about him. They all had nothing but good things to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one there. So of course Daniel's the good guy,
right?
And loves the blonde Allie,
Elizabeth Shue. From so far back.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, that's long before she won her Oscar for Leaving Las Vegas, and all
Cocktail.
the other Cocktail.
Yeah. Tom Hanks. Yeah.
Yeah, she's been in a ton of films.
Yeah.
And then of course you had Johnny, the tough guy gang leader, who of course the girl is his ex-girlfriend.
Right.
That Daniel likes. And then Daniel and Johnny get into it, of course, and they, and then let's not forget either, when you have oops, sorry, I thought I shut everything off here. Another huge part of the film was oh my goodness, Martin Martin Krove. I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
You had him, sweep the leg, and he was the big baddie. He was the, do you have a problem with that? There is no, there was no. Miyagi taught Daniel not to fight. And of course, Martin Cove, or not Martin Cove, but Sensei Kreese was not that by any means.
Yeah, he was no mercy.
No mercy. Yep.
Strike when down.
First.
Yeah, he just
Yep.
no holds bar. He's just like just more or less kill him. For a lack of better.
Yeah, no. It was true. That's the way he was. And then it all culminated to the karate championship tournament.
Well, let me just interject this with Martin Cole.
Yeah, please.
Is the fact that so we remember him from Rambo 2 as well.
Yep.
I mean, does he ever play a good guy? Because you just want to hate him. He's a son of a bitch.
Well, that's the thing. Some of these guys, they play villains so well.
Yeah.
That, and they are such they can't be a good guy. And especially if they've had a very notable role as a bad guy.
Yeah.
It with him being the Karate Kid bad guy, which, I mean, I'm not going out on a limb here by saying I think that was a more popular bad guy character than the Rambo bad guy.
Absolutely.
He couldn't turn the corner to be a good guy. It just wouldn't work. The people wouldn't buy it.
It's just something about. I mean, he's got that. He's got that look and that demeanor.
And what's so funny about him? He's another one I've heard that he really embraces the fans revolving around Karate Kid. Supposedly, really? He was telling a story. An interview was telling a story about this, and he said, have you grown to embrace the love hate for Sensei Kreese? And he goes, oh yeah. He goes, they're always yelling at me on the street. Hey, sweep the leg. He's like, and I'll yell across to them. You have a problem with that?
That's so awesome.
Isn't that cool? I mean, that is cool. So
that's what makes these these stars, these actors or whatever, so at least relatable to our world is when you can interject a little bit with them like that, a little bit out of them. That's wicked cool. Yeah.
But yeah, he gave the order to Johnny not to do anything until the tournament.
Yep.
And then of course the tournament came, and no one in the entire world that was watching the movie did not think that Johnny and Daniel were not going to be the last two.
Yeah, right. Right.
You're like, why make the movie? What are we doing here?
Right. Yeah, like Lincoln Hawk's not going to get to the final.
You're right, exactly. He didn't make it. He got out in the first round.
Yeah. Bull here.
Oh man! But yeah, of course that. Well, how great was it? Well, let's back up a bit. But remember when Daniel got hurt and he was in the locker room. He was like, I can't go out.
Yes.
And Miyagi's like, snaps his hands together. Cue the Bill Conti music.
Right.
Of course, has you get pumped up making chocolate milk when Bill Conti music.
But haven't we all done that too? As far as wax on, wax off, we've all gone. We're all fixed it.
Fix the leg.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
Come here, son.
He's all hopping out there trying to. I mean, the music's playing, the crowd's going crazy. Johnny's being the punk jerk that he is. It's just
And what's it? Is it Billy Zabka? William Zabka?
Who plays Johnny?
Yeah.
Yeah, William Zabka. Yeah.
Yeah. And again, he just something about him in that role. You just wanted to bait, you wanted to hit him.
You wanted to hit him.
Yeah.
You definitely wanted to hit him. He was just not a likable guy.
No.
And then of course you got the cronies all behind him. Yeah, Johnny hit him. All jumping around. And one of the kids that was Steve McQueen's son or grandson. I forget who. I forget which. I mean,
did not know that. But I did just learn actually that Martin Cole is very much into karate, and he has a bunch of different belts from different practices of.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
the one kid that was in the background there, blonde haired kid, it's Chad McQueen, and he is the son of Steve McQueen.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to show who he is. We didn't put pictures of all these people, guys, so I apologize in advance. But it was that character.
Yep.
You can kind of see him.
Yeah, I can make it out.
You know, but yeah, they're all being punks behind Johnny, of course, and wearing the headband to school with the sleeves pushed up and the jacket.
Yeah.
And then of course the entire movie comes down to this.
Right.
There it is. The All Valley Karate Championship with the crane kick. The crane kick heard round the world.
Yeah,
which
true.
leads us to the 40-year-old question. Was the crane kick legal?
Oh, I don't know karate rules. I know Johnny says it ain't legal.
Well, I mean, in the set they were like you couldn't kick in the face like that. They said.
Oh,
but yeah, that's pretty funny. They always talk about how that was an illegal kick.
Okay.
And then of course he wins. Johnny gave him the trophy. He turned out to be. I'm going to show him I'm a good guy.
Yeah, I thought that was
beat me fair and square.
I thought that was very respectable. Absolutely. Showed him.
So that was kind of cool. And then, of course, when a movie has that much success,
oh, you know what's coming.
There is zero where to go but make a sequel.
Right.
Karate Kid 2.
We did forget to mention Miyagi's car collection.
Yes, you're right.
Oh, my God, right?
And he was waxing on, waxing off.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a beautiful car collection.
Oh, geez.
I would have loved
Take your pick. I'm like, what?
Oh, I know, right? Oh,
yeah.
Man. I would have loved to take it.
Anyhow, didn't mean to.
No, that's fine. But yeah, Karate Kid 2, that was inevitable.
Oh, yeah.
There was no way that movie was going to have that kind of success and not make a sequel.
Right.
But that one there, that was the one where they went to Okinawa.
Okinawa.
Yeah. And then Daniel went with them and fell in love with the Japanese girl.
Right.
And of course, there was another altercation, another fight to try to win. And
with that one, there was the backstory on that too. Was also Miyagi's father trained. I can't remember the kid who was the adversary against Daniel. I can't remember his name, but
the one that Daniel fought.
Yeah,
I mean Chosen,
huh?
Chosen.
Yeah, I think. But anyway, Miyagi's father trained this other guy or something like that,
right?
And they had a big falling out over a girl.
Yep.
Right. Yep. So yeah, the names escape me, but I mean, I can see it. Again.
Yep. No, that was it. He was attracted to the niece over there, and then of course, Daniel and Miyagi train again, and so to fight him again. And John G. Alvinson did direct part 2.
Okay, very cool.
That movie was a budget of $12 million and made $130 million at the box office.
Dang, it's a good day.
I don't know what that equals out to today's dollar, but I'm sure it's pretty high.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I mean, 12 million to 130 something. That's huge. The first one, the box office was 131 million. It doesn't give what the budget was though.
Okay.
I didn't see what the budget was. Let's see if I can find it here. Oh, the budget was 8 million. So they gave them $4 million more to make part 2.
Okay.
And they made a little bit more than part 1. So pretty impressive.
It was still dynamite.
And then, of course, you couldn't, you had the Peter Cetera song that was on the radio every other song.
All right.
The Glory of Love.
The Glory of Love. And everyone was out high on icicles. After Daniel's song, he went and chopped through all those blocks of ice.
Yep.
I liked it a lot. I thought it was a great movie.
I did too. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. I did see that in the theater.
Okay.
I did. I'm trying to think. I did, yeah.
and as we know, sequels, part 2s, part 3s, whatever, have a habit of not working out so well.
Usually.
But I felt that this one, it was very strong.
No, I did too. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was not better than the first, in my opinion.
No, it wasn't better, but I thought it was as strong.
But it was an equally good story. It was directed well, of course, and all the the main characters. Well, Johnny wasn't back, but Daniel and Mr. Miyagi were back, and they did their thing. So no, I agree. I think it held up on its own.
Yeah,
definitely. And then after that, of course, when you have part 2 do so well, and you're going to make part 3.
Right.
So part 3, this one here was a little bit different. This one here was different storyline. Kreese had an old war buddy that he was a rich guy, and he wanted to get this Johnny-like blonde-haired karate guy, tough guy, to kind of put Miyagi and Daniel out of town, and John G. Alvinson did direct part 3 as well.
No kidding. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's maybe why they were so good.
Yeah. But it's this one here was a little bit different because you had Terry Silver, who was really remember the really tall guy with
the now I know that name. Is he big into the karate or something? How do I know that name?
Well, that's the character's name. The real name is Thomas Ian Griffith.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Terry Silver is the character's name.
I had it confused. Okay.
And then the blonde haired guy in 3, I almost said Rocky 3. In 3 was who played Mike Barnes. That was Steve Cannon.
Okay.
And he played a good bad guy. He definitely didn't like that kid.
No.
He had the attitude. He had the good looking kid and everything, but he was just, you didn't like him.
Yeah, absolutely.
And of course, it led to the fight in the end. But that one there did not do as well as the others. Let's check out those numbers there. I don't have the numbers when we went. Yeah, see that one there the budget was $12 million, just like 2.
Okay.
But it only made $38 million.
Really?
So it only made 3 times the amount of the budget and $100 million less than 2 or the original.
Okay.
So and that was 86. So it was 84. No, I apologize. It was 84 was the first one. 86 was the second one. 89 was the third one.
Okay.
So it was 3 years after part 2. And then after that, there was no part 4, but there was another sequel.
All right. Well, let's address the elephant in the room at that point, because Daniel is being played by Ralph Macchio, however you want to say that.
Right.
At the time, playing a high school teenager in one, and I believe he was 25,
something like that.
So when you get to, I was just going to say Rocky 4, then he's doing it. When you get to the next, or to Karate Kid 4, you're like, okay, the guy's 30. It's going to be 30-something years old, playing a 21-year.
Yeah, he was like 24 in Karate Kid, like you said, playing an 18-year-old. I mean, but look how young he looks. I mean,
the guy doesn't age. I mean,
no, he still looks good, and he's 56 or 60. 60 he is. I mean, but this one here did not bring back Ralph Macchio, as you know,
right?
But it did bring back Mr. Miyagi.
Love it.
It did bring back Miyagi. So it was not directed by John G. Alvinson, and it did have an unknown actress at the time, and Hilary Swank.
Yes.
And and Bill Conti did the music as well. But it did not box office wise. It was a budget of $12 million, and the box office was 15.
Okay.
So definitely not the killer film they want, killer sequel they wanted.
Yeah. I mean, I did, I saw it. I've seen it a few times. I did enjoy it, and I thought Hilary Swank, who is now like mega superstar, right? I thought she did an amazing job.
Well, she did a great job. Miyagi did. I mean, they all did great jobs. Just the story was a little weak. It was definitely, I don't know. It it just
I liked it.
Didn't grab me, like it. I mean, I will admit it came out in '94. I mean, so I was, gosh, I was 28. I mean, so
yeah,
a little bit older,
right?
But it is what it is. But it was just okay. It definitely did not grab everybody like the first three.
True.
So that was '94, and just like any other good story. I'm sorry to take this off here. Just like any other good story, especially the good versus evil stories. I mean, they don't go anywhere. You can remake them and do them whatever. Yeah. Now, personally, you and I were talking about this a little while ago. Personally, I don't agree with remaking certain films, Back to the Future or Rocky or Jaws or, God forbid, Godfather was ever even considered. But unfortunately, I did lump in Karate Kid with that. In my opinion, I don't think Karate Kid should have ever been touched.
Yeah, there's some.
It was remade. It was remade in 2010 with Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan.
Yep.
And it did okay. It did all right. I mean, box office wise, it did great. But I mean, as far as remake wise, it did okay in my opinion.
Okay.
Box office wise was ridiculous. It was a budget of $40 million and it made $359 million.
Wow.
This was 2010 though too. So.
You also had at that time, Jackie Chan was kind of like on his rise up.
Yep.
You had Will Smith's kid in there.
Yeah.
And not to take anything away from those two actors, but I did like that movie. I watched it a few times. It's got the feel of the original, but with its own dynamics. Is it as good as? No, there's never. I don't think there's anything really as good as the original, but I did enjoy it. I thought that Jaden, Jackie, playing the respective roles more or less of the Miyagi and Danielson, not those names, but their own names.
Right.
I thought it was.
Which at least they did that. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
He wasn't Mr. Miyagi, so that was.
Yeah, I thought it was a very.
What threw it off for me too. It wasn't karate either, though. They didn't teach him karate.
Well, what was it? What was it? Judo or?
It was kung fu.
Kung fu. Okay.
Yeah. So how can you call the movie The Karate Kid and you're teaching him kung fu? Should have been kung fu.
That's just a technicality.
Kung Fu Kid would have been better.
Yeah.
But hey, it made a boatload of money. I'm surprised it didn't have a sequel. This was
that's true.
14 years ago now.
I thought Jackie Chan nailed the Miyagi role. I thought he did a wonderful job.
Yeah.
I really
he did. I agree.
Jaden was a little whiny, but that was the character he was portraying as well.
Correct.
Correct. I'm not saying that as a personal attack by no means, that the character he was playing was a little on the whiny side, but
what was he? How old was he there? 12, 13?
Yeah. I mean, the world's against him. I get the whole storyline, but I did enjoy it. And every once in a while I'll go back and watch it.
Okay. All right.
If I don't, I won't ever. I'll watch usually something once, or at least try to.
No, I get it. Well, then that leads us up to what you brought the show in with. The Cobra Kai series on Netflix.
Yeah.
Where these two continue their rivalry and their hatred for one another. Now this here, I mean, I don't know if we should really say much about it because this here could be stuff that people haven't seen. I mean, it's only been out for like 2 years.
No. I thought it was out since 2018.
Was it really?
It's going into its 6th season.
Well, 6th season doesn't mean 6th year.
Okay. Well, it first aired in 2018. So.
Oh, you know that?
Yeah. We looked that up today.
Oh yeah, you're right. 2018 was the first season. Okay.
So we don't have to give away, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm only partway through season 2 because you and I just had this discussion,
right?
A week or two ago, and Deb and I just started watching it,
right.
and so I can't even speak to anything after that, after what I've seen, but in generalistics of it, I love, like I spoke about earlier, is how they're bringing back original characters.
Right.
Is that not just the coolest thing in the world?
Well, it really is. I mean, and it's also smart because, I mean, let's face it, you got a whole bunch of, Gen Xers that grew up watching the Karate Kid movies. And when somebody walks onto the screen that you recognize, you start flipping, oh my God, that's Abby, start getting all excited. And then you got the kids who never probably saw the Karate Kid or maybe saw the remake, but they're starting to like or dislike the kids in the film or series like we did to Johnny and Daniel.
Yeah.
So it's pretty brilliant if you think about it, because you're just combining two completely different generations to try to morph into liking this series and for what it stands for and what they talk about.
It's funny. I'm sorry.
One more time, you broke up there. I didn't hear what you said.
You want to keep flipping it out on my laptop. I don't know if it's me or you or whatever, but anyhow, I just going to tell you this. I was talking to my son last night on the phone, and we're talking wedding plans coming up and this and that and everything. And I'm like, okay, change the subject. I'm like, Ben, do you remember the Karate Kid? And he's like, yeah, Dad, I remember we used to we'd watch Rocky and we watched Karate Kid. I'm like, yes. I said, do you remember? He's like, yeah. I'm like, you have got to check out Cobra Kai.
You have to, I'm telling you. I mean, the studios are now calling this the legacy way of doing films, like they did Scream, and they brought back the original characters. They did, I can't think of anything on the top of my head, but with other actors that are coming into films that were in the original films to try to bridge the gap.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go, and I have kids that haven't seen this because I'm like, look, it's great. You're going to love it. And then they watch it. So it is pretty genius on how they do it. And it's also cool the way they're writing it, because it's not as cut and dry as you think. Like in the beginning of it, Johnny's still, you're like, oh, he's a jerk. He's this, he's that. Keep watching it. Keep watching it, because
it's a different perspective on things.
Yeah. So,
which is, I think, which makes me continue to want to come back. And it's like, I never, you're in the movie theater, or whatever, even if you're watching it today and it's 40 years old, and you're looking at the perspective of Daniel.
Sure. Oh yeah.
Of course. And I'm not going to go too much further in that, because but you start to get Johnny's perspective and how, perfect example. Today you and I were texting each other, right?
It's very funny.
And he shoots me a text. What'd you say? Hey, what are you up to?
Right.
We were talking.
Wait, let's set that up better now. You said you were watching Cobra Kai.
Right.
You said you're watching Cobra Kai. You're on season. You're watching it. It's awesome. Deb and I are hooked.
Yeah.
Then I replied, "What are you up to?"
What are you up to? And I'm like, "Oh, nothing. I'm like down in the shop. Let me give you a call. Can't talk now." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I'm like, then I reread the message. And I'm like, "Oh, from your perspective, you're saying, what episode are you up to?"
Right.
I'm thinking you're saying, what are
you
you
up
doing?
to? What are you doing? But that you're right. That sums up the show. It's it's got a lot of, Daniel had a lot of learning and growing up to do. Johnny had a lot of learning growing up to do. Both of them had very different backgrounds. There was a lot of reason why Johnny was so angry and so bullying.
Yes.
Not to say that those reasons are okay. It's okay, you're a bully and you're mean to everybody. But, sometimes when you put things in perspective, the why he's doing it, it makes a big difference. So But yeah, I love it. I can't wait for the next season to come out.
Yeah, the back scenes or the untold stuff behind the scenes, that you don't see, like their home life. We saw Daniel growing up in his home life.
Yeah.
Until you got to Cobra Kai.
Yeah. No, you knew nothing about Johnny. Nothing.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy. But which brings us back to my original point in the beginning is, couldn't you see Rocky in the ring training kids, and then these people from the past coming in and out of his life, Drago.
I'm sure he's had to think about it. I mean, seeing the success of Cobra Kai, it's not like nobody not like somebody's really Cobra Kai's doing well. I mean, everybody knows how well it's doing. I'm sure he's, at least if he hasn't watched it, I'm sure he has read about it or found out about what it is, or he may have watched it as well. I mean, who knows?
Right.
But so I'm sure he's got to be thinking about it.
Oh,
like not to do. I'm just saying he has to be thinking about. I want that would be cool if I did that with Rocky. Like I could do
Yeah.
I don't know.
Drago opens up a boxing school down the road. I mean,
now you really started just copy Cobra Kai.
But the semantics are the same, but at the same time, and then the flashbacks into the original Rocky and then Rocky 2, and just going like they kind of do in Cobra Kai with the flashbacks, which are brilliant moves, because for those of the people who are younger, who never saw the originals, now you're seeing bits and pieces of the original, even if you never saw it to begin with. And you can, and these William and Ralph, they're older, but boy, you can still spot them. They don't look too much different.
Oh God, no! They both look phenomenal. I mean, they look great. Well, I mean, here's
even
the.
Martin,
Martin. I know it's a side picture.
Yeah,
but it's no. They both look great. They look good. Well, I mean, the way they're doing this Cobra Kai, and the Miyagiverse that it has created, there is now a casting call for the Karate Kid movie, and there's Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan, that is bringing together the Karate Kid world, the Jackie Chan Karate Kid world, and maybe the Cobra Kai world. I don't know. I mean, that's a TV world, but we'll see.
Well, there's been crossovers that have gone from TV to movie and back and forth.
So, well, I mean, the movie went to the TV, really, if you think about it, because it wasn't like Cobra Kai was a series before the film.
True, but I'm just thinking of other shows that might have started on TV, and then some of those actresses portraying those characters on a TV series. No,
it could definitely work. I mean, it depends how they cross it over. It really just depends on how they do it.
Oh,
but yeah, it definitely has a lot of potential. It's got a lot of, and I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think the 6th season is the final season.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, they're only doing 6 seasons. I think. Let me see what I can.
Oh, I'm only into season 2, and you're killing me already.
Let's see. Okay, 6th season. Yeah, it is. Okay. It is the last one.
All right. Well, like anything good, you don't want to just.
You don't want to beat a dead horse, right? I mean,
you don't want to jump the shark.
Exactly.
But
it was good. I mean, look, a movie that's 40 years old has spawned a Netflix series that is doing very well. So obviously the story, the actors, the characters, the plots,
sure,
they stand the test of time. They're still around. So
yeah. Absolutely, it's got my undivided attention.
Yeah, no, wait, keep watching. I can't wait for you to finish more so I can talk to you about it.
I know. I grabbed a couple of sneak peeks of different seasons and some of the other characters that have shown up. And again, it blows my mind. It's so incredibly well done.
Wait, and they reference Rocky 100 times between season 1 and season 5. They talk about Rocky 3. They talk about Eye of the Tiger. They talk about just there's so much references to him. I can't think of all of them at the time.
Oh, well, one of the ones was Deb and I just kind of looked at each other like, did they just say that? It was like, yeah, we got homework to. We got to go home and watch Over the Top. I'm like, what?
They reference him all the time. It's great.
It's great.
So
and then he's constantly saying, keep moving forward. Johnny's constantly saying, you know, I love it. I love it. You can't get it off.
No, it's awesome. Wait, you'll see. I really want to talk to you after. I mean, last season was this. I can't wait for you to finish.
Okay.
There's a lot to talk about.
Well, we could revisit this.
Yeah.
Well, again, it'd be tough because we'd have to throw a disclaimer up.
Yeah, exactly. But we'll see. We'll bring it up somehow.
Yeah.
All righty, my friend. Well, this is another good one. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Like we've been preaching the past few episodes. We have a lot of surprises coming up.
Yeah, we do.
So,
stay tuned.
Just keep staying tuned to that channel. There, you'll see. Can't
right.
say it until they're locked in and done.
Right.
Things happen. So,
same time, same bad channel.
Same bad time, same bad. Exactly. All righty, brother. I'll talk to you next week. Everybody,
you got it.
Watching.
Thank you.
See ya.
You all.